Anaheim aia passar quem aia aqui. Como tá bisa assim?
Não tem mais diferença kami também. Não tem mais diferença, solamente Guerreiro vai, não sai Matsui nesse lugar que men. E tem um bom equipo.
Sim, você staff picheo como também.
Hope bom mesmo, sim.
E para a listácia mês, ano 2010, vamos se vai entrar muito mais forte, mas vou também entrar arriba e bala arriba man contra ele. Esse basicamente é o único coisa que eu tenho entrar arriba e depois?
Sim, naturalmente.
O bateu?
Vou entrar arriba outra coisa, não vou entrar arriba bateu também. Bateu sempre vou virar mais meu, que men. Vou entrar arriba também e também não bom mesmo.
Kiko tá a parte de parte que você bisa com na bisa o trem, pero tem coisa que você mesmo bisa com na esse mês que traz riba já que na bisa.
Sim, seguro.
E que sei tá?
Tava com mitanha com aí passar mitad tava pull up, mitanha me queda bastante bala para dar bastante bala opposite field mané com mais minha anterior.
Toch paturis na ko ta interesa passar, botava ta ting maneira ba bisay dangi jo sa passar si no pero election etc. Pa yung adornan ko tungando baseball ko tawa kain le ora ki ko te kos na me se cuida pa evitar ko bota que da election.
Bebo piawa mim tu ainda minuto gosto beber água e mo bem essa sei a três com mais obis pelo reaction bebo piawa e stretch up bom nome.
Tanto pro me como depois de we.
Seguro.
Mas você na corção depois vega tabada ba.
Vai beber cerveja.
Vi talaga a oportunidade para botar me manda saludo para a querida na corção e o me ama super great conosco para conversar com botar me aí.
Sim, danke saludo para inteiro família, amiga na corção e lo mesmo me bem seguro aqui.
A o me mira Coco Valentin ela ganhava we.
Se ela ganhava não para nada também. Tal, depois trabalha com a base.
Sim, não se grave. Llega, Coco, llega seca.
Una dobra segunda na pia, digo nem durante aqui.
Ela se vai batu de namba vai segunda.
Ai, sim, mas dura, pero já nem modia, sim, nem gosta, não vai terceira.
Tira a cabeça.
Ai, sim.
Como pensa mira a partida hoje?
A partida vai bom, mas que ele está começando a parar nada até dentro de 7, né? Então, já, depois já não se take over.
Ei.
Me uma vez aí.
Great to babasa un dia mais turcos bom, éxito Haile, e já não sabe pico coco também, éxito e batazo da entre dois, antes vai perder, ve?
Well, sim.
Bien agora, doble segunda me tentei mais.
Spring Training 2010, Coco Valentin Haile Estácio, nós conversar com nós realmente nós queda pendiente para tudo o que deve passar que dois adornan aqui, nanta vestimos um color, pero nanta contra outro definitivamente, ave e coraki a gana. Correto. Tudo bom, mano?
Bom, danke.
Vamos esperar realmente que está vindo um ano de Haile, eu penso que vai ser subicapa, pero ok, e mês também, seguro disso mês, e vamos esperar que também tem bom spring training que está acabando, basicamente, e que põe a sua chance.
Até o último dia não está arriba, se não subir aqui mês, é para subir durante a temporada, só dia para menos, para subir fora de sucursal de Liga Menor.
E seguinte que nós temos para o último para a está de John Watson, é assistente general de desenvolvimento de uma dona de organização de Dodgers, nós vamos eigenlijk buscar Kelly Jansen. Sin embargo, dia está já lá para Taiwan é time grande, pero está contento e me quer evitar escuta bom. Kiko de John Watson está papia de nós Kelly Jansen. Spring Training 2010, para cortesia de UTS, MCB, Sachikori e Yuka Holding, não está para queda cobrir nos peloteros. Não está aqui na Campbell Ranch, caminha com normalmente nós la papi com Kelly Jansen, da equipe de Dodgers. Sin embargo, nós tem grata notícia que está junto que Backliga aí na Taiwan. Pero, toch nós para vai papia, agora aqui com Assistant General Manager, Player Development, que estava tati em cargo rondou de Kelly Jansen, de John Watson, que também conta-nos com Kelly Jansen, de catcher para pitcher, tá o pibiado nós tá ponto 3, nós também contestarão. Mr. John Watson, nice to meet you.
Pleasure meeting you, boy.
Sorry?
Pleasure meeting you.
All right, okay. First thing, you know, I just told the people, Kelly Jansen was a catcher, and now pitcher.
Correct.
Tell me, how come that?
Well, you know, I arrived here in 2007 when Kinley was a catcher. He was one of our top catching prospects, along with Carlos Santana, who's now with the Cleveland Indians and on their 40-man roster. Kinley has tremendous arm, and his hands work well behind the plate. I'm sure you do recall him playing for the Netherlands as a catcher last year and actually caught exceptionally well. We tried everything to try and get Kinley's bat going. He had a very difficult time, really getting the bat going consistently from both sides of the plate. He's such a big, large body guy, and more often than not he would tend to throw from his knees. Tough time getting out of the crouch, with the bat being a little bit behind of his overall development. I just thought it was time for us to try and experiment with him on the mound. He was a little reluctant. I kept kind of warning him starting in 2007, if the bat didn't come on, don't be surprised if I asked you to pitch. And he was a little reserved at the beginning as far as getting on the mound, but once we had our discussion when he was actually catching for us in AAA, I promoted him up to AAA. We had a need there. I thought it was time then to bring him back to the A-ball. Let's go ahead and get started on getting on the mound, and it seems it's working out for him great right now.
Okay. Dijon, I can call you Dijon, right?
Yes, you can, of course,
yes, we are friendly already.
Believe it, baby.
Okay. Dijon, I thought they had tried also first base.
No, we had never been a first.
Never?
No, not in my tenure here, and I've been here for 4 years, and he's always been a catcher for us. So the first move from the position was to the mound, and he took to it like a fish to water. He got right on the mound. He was with our pitching coach in the California League, Charlie Huff, who's actually over here in our bullpen area giving a little instruction. And I came in, I want to say week 2 into the conversion. And he's like, you have to see this kid. He looks like a natural pitcher, like he's been pitching his entire life. So I saw him throw a bullpen. I want to say it was in Rancho Cucamonga. And the delivery was sound. He repeated his delivery mechanics. The arm worked exceptionally well. And the ball just seemed to be jumping out of his hand and finishing at the plate. So it was a pleasant surprise. And about 4 days later, we activated him on the roster as a pitcher. And he just continued to take off from there.
We are here actually to ask him about the change, right? But that he told you how he feel with the change, actually.
Originally, again, he was very apprehensive, meaning, he wasn't excited about doing it. He thought he could hit. He was going to be a big league hitter, a big league catcher, and especially after playing so well in the WBC as a catcher, throwing out Willie Tavares from the Dominican Republic when they beat the DR that time. And in his mind's eye, he envisioned himself as a big league catcher, a switch hitting catcher with power. But I think for his development and where he was in his career, he'd been playing 5.5 years. It was time for Kinley. He should have been, if the bat were going to come, he would have come by now. And we've been talking about him at the AA level or AAA level. We had a need, so I was like, hey, well, let's try him at the AAA level. Let him get a chance to see that pitching. Maybe the bat will come. But the bat didn't show up when we moved him to AAA. So it was time for the transition, and I flew into Albuquerque to Strictly just to meet with him, to talk to him about this conversion. We talked for about an hour, and it was a very difficult talk. He had called me and inquiring because he kind of felt something was coming because he knew as a player that he hadn't had much success during the season offensively. So it was a long conversation, a very good conversation. I talked about the possibilities and where it could lead for him in the future, and he seemed open to it. And once he accepted the fact that we were going to make him a pitcher, he bought in. He put everything he had into it, and if you had known him prior to being converted into a pitcher, you would see the visual change.
That was my next question.
Sure.
Because the training is something else.
Yes.
What kind of training is he?
Well, he's still playing baseball now. We're still playing a game of
baseball.
Yeah,
I know that, but as catcher and pitcher, but it's different.
Well, we condition him a little more. We're running him a lot more, understanding the delivery mechanics, so he's working a lot on the pitcher's mound and getting comfortable repeating those pitching mechanics. But more so than that, it was the internal confidence in which he exuded now once he became a pitcher. He seemed more confident as a man and as a player once he became a pitcher and was no longer a catcher. So for us, that was a very positive step, and I think in the conversion and the development of the young man, because our goal is trying to develop young future major league stars as well as great citizens off of the field. And when their careers are over, we want to make sure that they are as well rounded and grounded as they can possibly be. But watching the personal growth from him, leaving the catcher to go to pitcher, and watching him hold his walk around with his chest out and his shoulders back, his body changed because of all the running. He was in much better shape, and it's been a fun. For me, it's been very rewarding. Excuse me, to watch him evolve as a young pitcher.
Yes. What is his strongest pitch, and how many pitch he has?
His fastball is probably his strongest pitch. He has 4 pitches, but we're trying to narrow it down to 3. He throws a fastball, a curveball, a little slider, and a straight change. I would definitely say the fastball is a little further along. On a good day, he's anywhere from 93 miles an hour to 98 miles an hour, and it's pretty explosive. It has some finish to it. He's able to, get it where he wants it. Tommy Lasorda spent some time with him this past January working on his curveball because Tommy had a really good curveball. So we put him in Tommy Lasorda University for an afternoon to try and get some feel for that breaking ball. But the changeup has also made tremendous strides. When a guy's throwing that hard and he can, subtract a few miles an hour off that fastball with the same, visual impression that it is a fastball and being able to slow it down, it makes a big impact for that guy.
Dijon, with your experience, you give him how many years to stay? He is now with the big leaguers in Taiwan. Will he stay for this year in the major league?
It's going to be up to Joe Torre and Ned Coletti, our general manager, and Joe Torre being our manager. It's their decision. I personally don't feel like he's ready yet for the major leagues. I still think there's a lot more learning to do as far as how to attack hitters, what to do in certain situations. I think he's learned a lot in a short period of time. He only pitched 11 innings for us last year in A-ball. We were fortunate enough to get him here to Instruction League, to put a few more innings on him here in Instruction League, and then we had an injury in the Arizona Fall League, so we put him in the Arizona Fall League with some of the best talent in all of minor league baseball, and he held his own in the Arizona Fall League. So he still has some learning to do from a pitching standpoint, but we look forward to a very prosperous year for Kinley this year and him to continue making strides.
Okay, finally, Dijon, for those guys are listen to this interview, is it easy to change from one position to the other position?
No, it's very difficult, and again, I think a lot has to do with the mindset of the player and if they're going to buy into the actual change itself. And some kids you try and convert them to pitch, but they just don't have the natural delivery or the arm action to repeat and maybe hold up physically. But Kinley is a big, strong, physical kid with a tremendous arm that works well. And again, I think his personal buy-in to becoming a pitcher, it has changed who he is as a man, and I think he really believes that he's going to be a big league pitcher someday.
So in Curacao, his family and all of us has to be relaxed for Kelly.
Just relax and enjoy the ride. It's been a tremendous journey for him, but he's getting ready to embark on a new journey. But I think there's a great chance that you will see him in the big leagues in the near future.
Mr. Dijon Watson, thank you for this interview.
Glenn, thanks
and
so much.
Hopefully we see each other again.
I hope so.
Maybe in the Major League Baseball when Kelly is pitching.
I hope so. I look forward to it, Glenn. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank to you.
All right, take it.
Esa ay puesta ba Dijon Watson, gerente general o trata di desarrollo de jugador ng Aquina Dodgers sa conversa ko en koneksyon ko Kenley Jansen ko wala kita na Taiwan ibang spera kita bay logra pakeda tadeng mang naturalmente di Tom Lasorda. Turcos bom. Bom, Dijon Watson es asistente de general manager de desarrollo de jugador ng El Papia y pregunta como si ese asunto con difícil tapa e change.
Switch de catcher é fácil. Quando tem algum jogador na liga grande com a switch de shortstop of terceira base vira pitcher, pero mas a ti que obviamente resulta maneira Jansen resultando insomma e se também um aumento drástico obviamente vai ter bom liga menor para não subir pero agora que eu vi Jansen em AAA está com sério.
Sim, e ela se mostra para o swing lá na Taiwan tremendo.
Os pontos de saca 3 outs sem nenhum carreira.
Bom, Justin aqui não chega na final, sim, não chega na final através de Spring Training 2010, cortesia de nosso partner da UTS MCB Sachicor e também o Carolding, invitando para quedar pendiente seguinte programa interessantíssimo que nós também temos para Spring Training 2010.